Well, Nene finally has an interesting guest, Cynthia. Now, what's up with this makeup? The eyebrows seem a little thick. I will say she's not giving us Tia Sleeks anymore. I guess because you can't have a filter in real life. But were you crying, honey? Like, you don't. Fire this makeup person. They're using some cheap glue from Buford Highway that's making your eyes a little red. Nene said she's the shadiest housewife of all time. You got to get Cynthia's slick shade. Well, isn't that why you're on the show? To give shade? Slick shade at that? So they met before the show started to see how they gelled and then hung out at Papado's where Nene talked Cynthia's ear off. And Nene wasn't impressed at first because Cynthia was quiet. Cynthia said, well, I'm a TV personality and you're a big personality. I can see that. Oh, Nene said, well, you can say you a mouse all you want. You still on the show. So they put Cynthia and Phaedra on to see who would be a friend and who would be a housewife, but they were both so good they got cast. She thought Peter was mean at first. Nene said, well, you like that, Klein. Well, it clearly didn't work out. Cynthia tired of people saying she ain't got a backbone. She had dated Peter for a year and a half. And still married him. That was a prove-a-point marriage. You paid for it. Peter's the reason why she went forward with the show. At least he kept his meal ticket with a meal. So they've been in touch and have gotten together a few times over the years, and Cynthia sees that Nene's grown. And Nene says, well, Greg's passing put me in a different place in my life, and I can understand that. Nene said dating has definitely taught her, you think the grass might be a little greener? That shit's brown. Bus station brown. Ooh, she said, you realize, oh, Greg was amazing. So Nene's boyfriend helped her through her grief. And that's why she figures he was around and he helped her set up her phone and other stuff in the new place because she didn't know how to do that because Greg normally took care of all that. And I get it can be intimidating, but as somebody that's done it several times, how do you just call, hi, Pico? I'm turning the lights on. They talk about the looks and they say we looked a mess half the time, but we looked good for the time. And that's true. It wasn't the era of selfies, bust downs. Naomi was the only one with the bust down back then. Now bust down is regular. Cynthia has a tequila. I love how Cynthia really honors, and Nene too, they're really honoring that friendship that they had. They cool now, but they were like, I think also going through that housewives experience that like nobody else is going through, becoming overnight sensations, and then true stars and household names. I feel that unique journey can bond people, but we can see on the show it really didn't with the other ladies. So I would be thankful for that too. I believe this, they have sister energy. They just bring up San Francisco. Nene said, I was freezing in San Francisco. That's why I left. That's why I left. This is my first summer in 5 years. We're 37 minutes in, and this is like a cute reflection, but there's no substance. Like, it's like, remember a good old episode of Housewives? Yeah, that was fun. Like, they're just doing that. It's not, maybe have some clips or something. Bravo ain't gonna let you use no clip. They'll snatch it down for copyright. So Nene said, what made you return? And Cynthia's like, well, I'm focused on my acting, but the platform, I mean, that is true. Like, there's former housewife and there's still on Housewives, which makes you a hotter commodity. People want you when you're already working, which is, we got to fix our attitudes about some shit. That's one of them. That's one of them where it's like, why do we only value people when they're doing something? Why can't they take a break? Nene said, I don't know, Britt, I saw her, but she didn't say anything. Yeah, because she ain't going to be on the show that long. Now, that is a housewife that won't be a housewife. Y'all are forever housewives. Cynthia said, you know, the show is starting to skew younger, and we always knew that was going to happen. And it's like, no, they're not in their 20s, but they're not in their 60s. And I think Eric is saying you don't want to turn 60 on this show. There's a level of how petty do you want to be at 62? Because Karen coming back, I don't know if I want to, especially after 4 DUI, I think Karen should stay off. I don't think we need a redemption. I think she needs to focus on her health. And I don't want to see grandmothers arguing. And she definitely knew how to ride the fence, but I just feel like the bloom is off the rose and the mask has been dropped. She said that being on before, they were less performative and just being themselves. She still keeps in touch with heading to prison Peter because she's best friends with his daughter, Portia. Ha! Do you wish you had had more children? No. One is great. So Noelle said she's open to children. Brent never wanted kids, but now he got a daughter. Cynthia said, now you calling Peter a bitch almost took us out. Because he is. And I wonder whose bitch he'll be in prison. So Cynthia says she's dating younger because the men her age act like they doing a favor dating her because it's age appropriate. So now we're talking about can keep a man and Halle Berry can't keep a man. Halle Berry can't pick a man. I'll say that. Now you want to say she can't keep a man or not? She can't pick a man worth keeping. How about that? How about that? I will say that's not a love life I want to emulate. I don't want my baby daddies fighting each other. I don't want both the men I have soaking me for child support. You could have gotten some donated sperm. You could have gone down to the clinic. So no, absolutely not. All that drama. Then you was with Eric Benet, the sex addict. You ended like, just no. And I'll say it was after Eric Benet when it's like, okay, you had 2 marriages under your belt. The first one, that was not your fault. The first one was DV. That was not her fault. It was when you got with the model, and also it had to be so damn public. We don't need to know these people. Keep them men hidden. You got with Aubrey, had 1 kid. Then you got with the French guy. I can't remember if you had a kid with him or not. But then the baby daddy was fighting. It was all within 5 messy-ass years, right when you did that hit and run. Don't think we forgot that either, Heifer. So if there was some moments where we're like, you're in your 40s, this seems like some lapses in judgment. And then the baby daddy that got beat up sued you for another $10 million. Sued you both, I think, for $10 million. So he got the last laugh. He provoked his ass. He's like, okay, I know this angry Frenchman. Then you can't get along with the other one either. So it was like, first, okay, you got with this white dude and he was a bad white dude. Then you get with Oliver and it's the same story. It's like, okay, no, Heifer. There's a common denominator up in here somewhere. So we ain't going to say she can't keep a man that ain't worth keeping, but can you pick a man that's worth hanging about? So that type of love life drama, I would not want. I'm single, but I would rather be single and find a man that is worth keeping around. Nene really regrets going public with her man. She said, I helped his pussy game. I'm sure to some extent, Nene, I'm sure to some extent, but this is an Atlanta man. He was going to cheat regardless. Like if dinner wasn't with Portia, he could be with a Portia facsimile and still cheat. You congratulate Nene on this YouTube show? That's not good. This has been the best episode so far, and that's because Cynthia was here. Nene, your questions have been meh. Nene said, I don't have any insecurities. I feel like I'm in my best era. I feel like this is your flop era. Rose and Thorn on Housewives of Atlanta. Nene said, the check and the sorority of it all. And she dislikes the judgment the most. 3 words that describe where you are today. Grown, and fucking grown. And I'm groaning at the end of this interview, so I'm going to see you soon. Something.